The blood moon rises. And so have I. So, on my UIM, my long-term goal for a while has been completing the master tier of the combat achievements, but, as Jagex often does, they have thrown a wrench in the works by adding the first major PvM update in almost a year. Yeah, it's been 11 months. That is wild. Yes, there have been things like Sailing and League 6 and Gridmaster, but that is a ridiculously long time to wait for the next big content drop for PvM. Anyway, there is a new quest in the game, Blood Moon Rises, and it's the official end of the Myrequis questline that started with In Search of the Myrequis 21 years ago. That quest can drink now. The new quest grants access to Vampirium, which is an entirely new area with a new boss and some skilling activities, and most importantly for me, new best in slot gear upgrades. So, it's time to take a small break from the CA grind and check out this new quest. Here we are in the Icing Graveyard to start the quest. I already did this on the stream on the main, so I know what I'm getting into, but it'll be interesting to see how this is on the UIM since some of the fights are really supply intensive. Right, the game does this big fourth wall breaking thing here to just tell you about their recommended settings for the quest, and it's just really silly. I'm not a fan of that kind of stuff, and there's more of it later on. Yeah, there we go. Right as you're about to enter Vampirium for the first time, there's this huge wall of text telling you about how Vampirium works and the recommended way to experience this experience. And I get why Jagex felt the need to do this. This is the most quote-unquote cinematic that old school RuneScape has ever gotten, and they really want it to be one unbroken sequence while not locking you into it, but this takes me out of the experience so hard. I really hope they take these things out once the quest has been out for a month or something. Cool, I have arrived in Vampirium. This place does have some weird mechanics. There's a bunch of supplies the game gives you during the quest, to the extent where the whole thing is meant to be self-sustaining, and especially in the boss fights in the back half, you can literally just get infinite amounts of the Vampirium versions of brews, restores, super combats, and stuff like that. There's also one other big mechanic here, which is that the death mechanics work differently. For whatever reason, they made it so that if you die in Vampirium during the quest, you just respawn with all your items, and interestingly, they still wanted to make it a dangerous death, so they still made it remove hardcore status from hardcore Ironmen if you die here. But in the most ridiculous turn of events, it seems that they forgot to make it wipe death banks for UIMs. So technically, this entire place is safe for UIMs to death bank, and it is so tempting to take advantage of that, but it really does seem like an oversight and the kind of thing that they could potentially patch without warning. So I'm going to be playing it safe. I have all my stuff on me in the looting bag. It's going to make some of the boss fights later in the quest harder to do since I'll have less room for supplies, but I'm just gonna have to get good enough at the fights to not take a lot of damage. There we go. That was a long puzzle sequence. It's like we're playing La Mulana out here, but we're here at the back half of the quest, which does something I've never really seen in a video game, and it is really cool, and I want to gush about it for a bit. For the entire rest of the quest, which when I was playing it for the first time was basically the last 3 hours of a 6-hour quest, it's one giant multi-phase boss fight that is split up by puzzle segments and story segments. Each quote-unquote boss fight from this point on, with a couple exceptions, is basically a different phase of the Lord Draken fight, and I love that so much. It really drives home the idea that you are taking down this godlike being piece by piece, and it's a real effort to do that. It kind of bypasses the common problem with MMOs, where they build up this boss that's supposed to be the most powerful thing in the universe, and then because it's a video game boss fight, you're able to beat it in a couple minutes. The way they've been building up Draken over this 21-year-old quest line, yeah, it does feel like it should take 3 hours to finally take him down, and the way it's designed, it still feels really comfortable because you get to take breaks, you get to do other things than just combat, the pace slows down when it needs to, it's just great. I love the overarching design of this quest. Cool, the biggest plot twist of the quest right here. Queen Nefertiti is alive here in Vampirium, and she's been working with Sugadinti Vidder, one of the rival vampires of Lord Draken. And here is the final form of the Virebane weapon I've been upgrading with each quest, the Hollowed Flail. This is going to be a really nice weapon because not only does it have better stats and a faster attack speed, it's also primarily a slash weapon, and because I'm camping Oathplate for this quest, that's going to work really nice. I like this bit here. You have to basically do a super abridged version of the Theater of Blood. There's a Nilo sequence, a maiden fight, another Nilo sequence, and the Nilo boss, and it's all scaled way down since you're doing it solo as one part of a quest. It's pretty neat. Alright, this is the last fight in the quest that's not against Lord Draken, and it is a pretty cool one too. It's like a super powered Venator. And here we are, the final fight against Lord Draken. This is the hardest quest boss in the game now, and it is not even close. This boss is nuts, and I already know this is reigniting the discussion on difficulty in old school RuneScape and whether they need to do anything about the Lumbridge Diary, since that requires a quest cape, and I think that discussion is kind of warranted here. This thing's hard. There we have it, Draken is no more. Quest complete. I got a huge tome of experience, as is tradition for this quest line. I also get Draken's weapon, the Sun Spear, and most importantly, I get access to the whole of Vampirium, which comes with a bunch of new content. This actually ties perfectly into the other big thing going on for this video, which is UIM Summer Showdown 2026. If you've seen some of my earlier videos, you already know what's going on, but in case you're new here, I will give you the crash course. Every summer and every winter, 200 UIMs form into teams to try and earn the most event points in 10 days. You can get event points from a bunch of different things, like doing 6-hour skilling records, PVM challenges, and getting certain drops, but the most important way is to complete tiles on the bingo board. Each tile has a variety of things you can do to contribute to the tile, like gaining XP, gaining boss KC, doing minigames, just general gameplay like that. You can complete tiles multiple times and you get event points each time you do that. I want to make sure I can contribute as much as possible to these tiles, so it's a good thing that most of the Vampirium content is going to be really useful for the competition. The new Maggot King boss is on the bingo board, and the new Bloodwood and Leechfin methods are the new max efficiency options for woodcutting and fishing respectively. Let's start with that woodcutting one. Now, the event technically has not started yet, but because of some technical details about how the high scores work, specifically how they don't update until you log out, everyone in the event can get up to 6 extra hours of gameplay by logging in a few hours before the event starts and then staying logged in until after the event starts. And that way, all that progress is counted for the event. I prepared a couple hundred noted U-logs from the Giant Mole for this method, so let's talk about how it works. Bloodwood trees are a new addition to the game with Vampirium, and they work differently from most woodcutting. Instead of getting logs, you get buckets of sap, and you can use that sap to treat logs, which you can then fletch into Seeker arrow shafts, which you can then use to upgrade arrows into Seeker Arrows, which give them plus 20 ranged accuracy bonus, which is huge, and a minimum hit of 3. I'm going to be spending some time here at the Bloodwoods to upgrade both my Amethyst Arrows and my Dragon Arrows. The process of chopping the trees is also different from normal woodcutting. Instead of just clicking and waiting, you have to do this little manual chopping thing where you double-click your character and then click the tree in an alternating tick pattern, and that fills up the tree's status bar. Then it starts draining that status bar as the bucket fills with sap, and you can start working on another tree, though you do have to occasionally click the trees that are in progress while you do that. It all works out pretty well, so you can manage 3 trees at a time, and you can finish a full inventory of buckets in about 20 minutes, though for me it'll be a bit faster than that since my inventory is a bit cluttered right now. I don't want a death bank here because Vampirium is pretty dangerous. There's a lot of aggressive enemies in the area. So once I have a full inventory of sap, I can teleport out, drop half the buckets, unnote my U-logs, apply the sap, and turn them into arrow shafts, which will stack up in my inventory as I do this. This is where those noted U-logs come in handy. I would not have wanted to chop logs for this. It's probably more micro-efficient on a UIM to just kill mole for noted logs than it is to chop better ones like magic or redwood. Veil totems work the same way, by the way. Oh, and pretty much everything in this process is untradeable until you make the finished Seeker Arrows, so I kinda gotta do all of this at once, or else I will be losing inventory space since I can't bag anything. Cool, that is all the arrow shafts made. Let's attach feathers to turn them into headless Seeker Arrows. And now for the moment of truth. I can use the upgraded headless arrows on my normal arrows to transfer the arrow tips over, giving me plus 20 ranged accuracy and a minimum hit of 3 on all my arrows. Nice! And at this point, because the event has actually started by now, it's time to do the typical start of bingo stuff. Before the event, I did a run of CG, a run of Barrows, and a run of Moons. So now I can check all those chests to see if I managed to get lucky with any drops, which could give me some bonus points. Nope. Nope. And hey, nice. I actually got something. That is a nice little bit of contribution for the team. And now for the thing that is probably going to be taking up most of my time for the near future. The main attraction of Vampirium is the new boss, the Maggot King, and it holds a couple big drops that I'm going to be trying to get. The Elder Venator Fang at 1 in 340, which is used to upgrade the Necklace of Anguish into the Necklace of Rupture, which is the new best in slot ranged necklace in the game, and the Crimson Kiston, which is a new DPS spec weapon. Ooh, okay, that is the first kill. That was maybe like my 6th or 7th attempt at the boss, and I finally got my first kill. This is gonna be a rough one to figure out, I think. This boss is difficult. I am using some clips from later on in the grind to show off the mechanics, because it took a while for me to get comfortable enough to not be panicking all over the place. I've heard this boss compared to Zulrah because it has so many different mechanics that can really stack you out if you're not paying attention, but I'm not sure how much I agree with that, since Zulrah is mainly just a lot of like, get in the right position and manage your health and you're good, and this boss has a lot more advanced mechanics that you really got to be paying attention to. So the Maggot King follows a core cycle where he attacks with ranged, and with each attack there is a couple puddles that get put on the ground that you have to dodge. Eventually he does that Venator attack where you have to turn your prayer off or else you take big damage, and then he starts using magic attacks, and it kind of alternates between ranged and magic on every Venator attack like that. So it's ranged, Venator, magic, Venator, ranged, etc. The puddles also change color between the ranged and magic ones, and they have a slightly different effect when you step on them, but honestly, you don't need to worry too much about that. You can just sort of do your best to dodge them when the auto attacks are coming out, and if you do accidentally step on one, it's like 3 damage and a tiny bit of stat drain, nothing too bad. And then, once you start getting the boss's HP lower, the fight really starts, because the Maggot King has 4 distinct phases, and in each phase it builds on what happens when that Venator attack triggers. In the first phase, it's just like I said earlier. It does the Venator attack, it drops some rocks from the ceiling that's not even worth trying to dodge since it's such low damage, and it changes attack style. The second phase starts at 1250 health, and in this phase, the Venator attack spawns a grub that flies into the arena and starts moving back and forth, causing damage if you step on it. But there is a fun little mechanic here where you can switch to a bow, like the Bofa I have here, and snipe it out of the air, which is a guaranteed kill before it reaches the area if you do it while it's in the air. So now, when the Venator attack happens, you need to turn off your prayer, switch to the bow, click the grub, switch back to the other weapon, and then turn your prayer back on to block the opposite style. And then, at 980 health, the boss enters phase 3, which is the most complicated by far. Because now, in addition to doing the Venator attack, dropping the rocks, spawning a grub, and changing attack style, it changes into a melee cycle temporarily where it will walk up close and try and slam the ground, and if you get hit by it, it does massive damage. So the idea is that you need to switch to melee yourself and start a cycle of dodging and attacking. But there's actually another mechanic here, which is that you can actually get a punish attack in every time it slams the ground if you re-click the boss, and that punish attack is completely independent of your normal attack cycle. So if you re-click the boss again, you can get your regular attack in too. So all of this to say, because that slam is on a 5-tick cycle, I can basically get 2 attacks every 5 ticks, doubling my DPS. That is wild. The cycle is basically dodge the slam, click the boss for the punish, click the boss again to get back in your attack cycle and land a second attack, and then dodge the slam again, and so on from there. And once the boss has been doing that for a while, it does another Venator attack, and then goes back to its ranged or magic phase. And finally, at 300 health, it'll go into an enrage phase where it stays in that melee cycle and spawns 4 grubs that at this point you can just sort of ignore and burst the boss down. This is a complicated fight, and it's pretty draining to kill a lot of it, but it does feel pretty good when you can get in the groove and avoid almost all the damage while keeping your DPS up on the melee cycles. Hey, nice. That is my first 2-kill trip. I feel like I'm getting a bit better here, but it is still rough. Oh, hey, that is the Orichalcum Gravel drop. It is literally just an alk. It has no other use. Free 400k though.
It's not even like a 50% better. It's like, it was like 400%.
Oh, it's wildly better. It's so...
Okay.
Wait, what the fuck?
Well,
What the fuck was that? Hold on. I don't have Entity Hider on. I just saw your name run past.
there's something weird with that shortcut where it's like, yeah, it's very goofy.
Ooh, Venator Fangs. That is my first collection log from here, and it is actually a pretty useful item, and I think I'm just gonna let these stack up from the grind, and I will show you what they're for later. I wanted to show something off here, because I just figured something out that has made this boss way easier for me. The biggest problem I was running into earlier was a bit of a bug with the boss, where if it's moving when it does the Venator attack, it will prioritize the movement animation, and that makes it really hard to recognize when the Venator attack is about to happen, which is really important, because that's when you need to start doing a bunch of stuff like turning your prayer off, hitting the grub, switching to melee, and all that. And I found a strat that definitely helps mitigate that. I had previously been trying to stay on the back wall of the arena as much as possible to keep all the puddles towards the back, but now what I'm doing is using the second row a lot in addition to the back row, and that makes it so I'm dragging the boss a lot less, and that means there's less of a chance that the boss is moving when it does the Venator attack. So that has basically become a non-issue now, and I am so much more solid at the boss now. It's still something that I think Jagex needs to patch pretty desperately, because anything that removes the only tell on a critical attack is a big problem, but at least now I can do the fight a bit more consistently now. Actually, jumping in from the future here to say that Jagex did end up patching the boss, but for a separate related issue. There's a visual effect that happens with the Venator attack too, and that wasn't happening if the boss was taking damage at the same time, and they fixed that, so at least now there's a consistent tell even if the animation is broken. Oh, yes! 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 First unique, let's get out of here. Okay, so let's talk about the Crimson Kiston. This is a new DPS spec weapon that uses the crush attack style, really the first of its kind, since all the major DPS spec weapons up until now were either slash or that weird like hybrid melee magic thing for the Voidwaker. This spec is super geared towards bosses that are explicitly weak to crush because of how it calculates the damage. It does 4 fake accuracy rolls against the target and increases the damage of the spec for each one that would have hit. So basically, the damage of the spec scales with its own accuracy against whatever you're fighting. So against things that are weak to crush, it works really well. I think I'm going to try it out against the boss and see if I can make it work in that melee phase. Okay, let's see how this goes. That is a 111 hit splat. Yeah, that is pretty good here. Ooh, that might be it. Yes, that is my first sub 2, 158.2. I managed to actually skip straight to the enrage phase off of the first melee cycle using the Kiston. That is so good. Ooh, I got baited by that. No. That is the Venator Teeth drop. It's really similar to the Venator Fangs that I got earlier, so again, I will show you what those were for later. I wanted to show this clip off for you since it's a pretty good example of how to use the Kiston effectively here. You want to use it specifically for the punish attack and not the normal attack on your regular attack cycle, since the punish attack has extra accuracy and damage, and the Kiston's spec damage scales with its own accuracy. So if you can get in the groove like this and use it on the punish attacks, it works really well. And there is kill number 340, which means I have hit the drop rate for the Elder Fang, which is a bit unfortunate, but oh well. Okay, I would like to not die here at the end. That would be ideal. Okay, I have to legitimately dodge things. Oh my god. Oh my god, I got it! Yes! Yes! Yes, yes, yes! Let's get out of here, I got it. Oh my god. That was just the shittiest ending to a kill, and I got it. Yes! Yes, I am so happy right now. Oh my god. Okay, so here's what this thing is used for. You first use a chisel on it to get the Etched Fang, which is basically Jagex's way of adding a skill requirement before it becomes tradable, and then... shit, you have to be at a bank. Okay, so now let's try this out. Okay, so it uses the exact same animation as making the Amulet of Rancor, but this time it's a red puddle instead of a green puddle. But anyway, there's the upgraded necklace. The Necklace of Rupture is the new best in slot necklace for ranged, giving +5 ranged accuracy and +3 ranged strength bonus over the Anguish for a total of +20 and +8 respectively. And now that I'm done with the Maggot King grind, here's what these Venator Fangs and Venator Teeth are for. You can trade them into this guy here for the same number of Dragon Arrow tips and Dragon Dart tips respectively, so it's a nice little supply boost while you're killing the boss. So now at this point, I'm done with pretty much all the Vampirium stuff I wanted to do in this video, which is great, since now I can finally move on to other stuff that our team needs for UIM Showdown. Because it is such a new boss, they wanted to balance the points you get from this boss on the low end, which means I wasn't getting nearly as much contribution for the event as I would be if I were doing some other boss. So it kinda sucked having to spend a bunch of time operating at a lower efficiency just because I needed the drops for my account, but now I don't need to worry about that anymore. Oh my god, I got the pet. That is immensely stupid. Oh, look at this little idiot. Okay, so apparently, you can use a fish on this pet 50 times and it will unlock a transmog. Nice, that is permanently unlocked, and I will now proceed to switch it back and never use it again because I liked the original version better. God, it is so nice being able to do a boss like this that takes so little mental energy compared to the Maggot King. And not only that, I also have basically the best in slot gear for this boss, so I'm getting the most possible points that I could be getting for my time, so I'm helping my team a lot here. There we go, that is the end of the task, and I actually have that as a task milestone, so there's 525 bonus Slayer points for a total of 1970. So I forgot to grab the clip when it happened, but I got the Slayer Cape proc, so it's time for some more Griffins. This is pretty great for the event since it is such efficient points, so I'm happy to get back in there. I wanted to show this off too. I started doing this strat where you basically leave and re-enter the room after every kill, and it saves maybe 3 or so seconds each time compared to waiting for the respawn, and that does add up a lot, especially when the kills are like 40 or 45 seconds long if you count the death animation and the respawn time. Oh, hey, that is Bell's Folly. Nice. It is a very mid-game geared weapon, so it's pretty useless to me, but it's a bonus point for the team, so that's pretty nice. A second Bell's Folly. They actually buffed the drop rate of that today, the second time that they have done that. And a third one. There we go, task complete. Oh my god, I got another one. 206 more Griffins, coming right up. Bell's Folly number 4. Oh god damn it. Folly number 5, number 6, number 7, number 8. What the fuck has happened? Number 9, and that is 10 Bell's Follies in one day. 11 in a day. All right, that is the task completed. Time for the funniest thing to happen. Oh my god, thank god. Thank god, no more griffins. That is 2 sire tasks ready to go, and that's gonna last me a really long time, and we also need a lot of help on that tile, so that works out great. Okay, so it's been a while since I've done the Abyssal Sire, so I wanted to show this off before I start doing a lot more of it. Behold, my weird-ass sire log. Yeah, that is 6 whips, the Abyssal Head, and the Abyssal Dagger with no unsireds. And I also managed to get both the head and the dagger before my first whip on the account from regular Abyssal demons. Very, very weird log.
Oh, hey. First unsired.
Hey, yo, that's great.
The funny log is over.
So let's talk about the drop mechanics of this boss, since it's a little unusual. Instead of just dropping uniques, the Abyssal Sire drops an unsired at a rate of 1 in 100, which you turn into the Overseer at the center of the area to see what unique you actually got. It's a 50-50 shot to either get a piece of the Abyssal Bludgeon, which is an okay-ish crush weapon that I wouldn't be keeping and it drops in pieces like the Noxious Halberd, or to get anything else.
There's no fucking way.
Oh my god. That's awesome.
That's the pet.
Oh, congrats. That's sick.
Oh my god.
Now, your sire log went from a little depressing to really funny.
Yes. Yeah. Actually, that's even funnier now because you can work out from this logically that the thing that I got an unsired for had to be the pet because that's the only one you can only get from the boss.
Yeah, exactly.
So this is guaranteed to be that one unsired, and then this is still, you can still prove that these are not from an unsired, so I got them from regular Abbey Demons. That is so dumb.
All right, cool. That is another unsired.
Imagine if this is like the jar. Oh my god, you're kidding me. Wow, that's all the rare stuff done. I literally just need the 3 bludgeon pieces. And the log is still very stupid because you can tell that these 2 unsireds are these 2 items. Oh my god, that is ridiculous.
And this is what it looks like in the Play Around house. That is my 7th boss jar on the UIM.
Oh hey, unsired, nice. This might be the first bludgeon piece. Please be a bludgeon piece. Hey, bludgeon piece number 1, bludgeon claw, awesome.
Okay, so the Abyssal Bludgeon is similar to the Noxious Halberd in that you need to get 3 pieces for it, but you always get those pieces in order with no duplicates. And unlike the Nally, you can actually store the pieces with the Overseer here so they're not taking up inventory spaces. Nice.
Ooh, another unsired. Excellent. Here we go. Please give me a bludgeon piece. Hey, nice, 2 out of 3.
And the trip, I'm gonna just see what my next boss task is before I switch to the other sire task. Oh, it's a sire task. Well, I guess I'm almost certainly gonna be green logging this boss during Showdown. Ooh, nice, another unsired.
Okay, it is roughly 50-50. Either I get the last bludgeon piece and it is permanently the funniest sire log that could ever happen, just logically, or it's a duplicate of something I already have. So let's hope for the 50-50. Let's hope for the last bludgeon piece. Damn it, no! All right, well, that's points for the showdown. And it's like a mill for the main. It's something, I guess. But yeah, the log is kind of ruined because now I have 2 daggers.
Another unsired, 50-50 shot to be done with this boss.
All right, here we go. Damn it, are you kidding? Shit, that one's not even bingo points. Oh my god.
Unsired once more.
There we go, we're done! Let's check this. Yeah, Abyssal Sire green logged. Excellent, I am done with the Abyssal Sire forever. I also have all the CAs for it. Awesome. What a weird log.
I should explain this here. Once you turn in the 3rd item, you can actually exit the conversation before you get handed the bludgeon, and that basically stores it here at the Overseer. So now, in case I ever need to pull this out, I can do that 1 time, and then it's in my inventory or my bag permanently until I drop it. I also went ahead and just finished this task of the regular Abyssal Demons, since it was so close to being finished anyway. Alright, now that the Abyssal Sire is completed, and I don't ever need to kill Abyssal Demons ever again, I went ahead and blocked that task and got another Griffin task, so it's back to the Bell's Folly printing factory. Number 12, number 13, task complete. All right, I got myself another Griffin task and then a Gargoyle task for after that, since the team might need some help on that tile. We'll see. Number 14, number 15, number 16, and that is going to be the end of the Shellbane Griffin, not just because this task is done, but we're actually fully done with the tile that this boss is on, so I can just move on. Next up, some Grotesque Guardians. I'm mostly just here for Casey to help on the tile. Other people have already gotten all the uniques for the event, though I still need the pet and the jar for my account, so that would be cool. Okay, so I finished that task. It was pretty uneventful. The only uniques I got were a few granite balls, but it was a lot of progress towards the tile, though. I actually managed to completely finish the tile off for the team. I have been dragged into some raids with the team. You know the deal. Let's see if we can get any of the uniques.
Sounds good.
PC, the pest control tile is done.
I can't believe I'm getting ragged by staff. Bruh.
This is fucked up. Screenshot it.
Who's griefing the tree? Jeez.
Could be anyone.
There are many among us.
There are many what?
Oh, these are last scavs?
Yeah. We're at the
Raid's over.
Raid's over, go home.
You can't go home and you can't stay home, but you can't be here.
Uh-huh.
So
Yeah.
do what you will with
So
that.
fucked up.
Does anybody else smell toast?
It's not a big thing.
I didn't know that's how that song went.
Yes.
You don't have to
New
go
remix.
home, but you don't gotta go home, but you have to go
can't
home.
either, actually.
Well, no uniques from the chambers, and now I'm off to the next boss that the team needs some help on, which is General Grardor. I'm doing the same 5-0 method I was using the last time I was here. And that is a Godsword Shard 3. Okay. Another Shard 3. Huh. 32 kill trip to start things off, not bad. Okay, so I'm going to be alking one of these Shard 3s, but I think I'm actually going to keep the other, and this might tie into what I'm going to be doing after Showdown finishes. Ooh, that is a Bandos chest plate. Nice. 22 mil for the main.
Oh, defense matters. That's the hard one. Wait, hold on. I might be able to get all the CAs for Grardor. I just got that passively just through blind luck, not having him hit me. I just got super lucky. Wow.
Okay, I haven't actually been able to get a lot of clips recently because I've just been hopping around to different activities to help finish off some tiles on the board for the competition. It is the final day of the event today, and we have actually just finished our Tier 4 blackout of the board, which means we've completed every tile at least 4 times over, and that was pretty much our goal from the start, so the team is happy where we are, honestly. And that actually brings us to a very funny situation.
Oh shit! Alright!
We decided, because our team name is Daverok Sewer Rats, we're gonna try and spam as much Scurrius Casey as possible in the last hour or so of the competition and try and claim the top spot in terms of pure Scurrius Casey, which is very stupid for one main reason, which is that it literally does not do anything for the competition or for our accounts. Scurrius does not work as a team boss for Iron Man accounts. You can't get drops in a mass. So yeah, this is purely just for the bit to try and get the most rat kills on the rat team.
I remember to start with the claw spec. I'm like, I finished with claw, but then he just is dead.
We need everyone
Wait,
to...
claw specking this? Jesus.
Yeah, burning claws. I've got Thrall Death Charge. Are you guys even trying?
God.
Oh my god. Jesus Christ.
Alright, the fact that MK is scything this is already ridiculous.
Yeah.
Please do not waste your shadow charges on Scurrius. I'm begging you. I just realized my kill counts are going to my servers I have Dink turned on for. DM'd me like, what are you doing? Ripping a pack mid-kill.
Oh.
Scurrius North.
I got a
He's
30.
just fighting. He's just fighting.
Sorry, that's the one that got me. Scurrius North?
What are the coordinates?
And before, like the raid team just full piles this and are like, we have to beat the rats on Scurrius.
Oh yeah, no one leak this, by the way. I know I'm streaming this, but no one leak this.
Burning claw specking. All of twice now.
Smashing!
That would be so
Just
annoying
like-
to approve.
It would be way better than trying to time the ticks by counting them out.
What the fuck? Someone got a 99?
Yo,
Supplies him.
Oh my god, Kochi! Oh, this will be good.
I think I've done that.
All right.
Oh, the double sight. Wait, you guys
Holy.
that was crazy.
Wow, we were synced that entire time.
oh, yeah.
Click yellow, click yellow.
Yeah, true.
My god.
It's that. It's a bronze dagger that's like expanded on paint or something. What the fuck is that?
I mean, it's 4 ticks, so.
Oh, wait, wait.
What? What?
Did it work?
What?
I didn't freeze
It is tech. Holy.
Wait, did you use ZGS or something?
Wait.
Oh, I could go grab ZGS. You're so right.
Holy shit.
Whoa, you can suck swamp bubbles?
Excuse me?
Where did that come from?
Get some bellows.
The corners of the room. In this room. Swamp.
Holy shit.
They're the same ones from South of Castle Wars.
Stole them.
It's the same object as South of Castle Wars. Wow. There we go.
Fucking G.
All right. Nope.
No medium.
All right, everyone log and make sure your temple is updated.
Oh yeah, we're in first. It hasn't even updated yet, but it, like.
Oh, we are in first by a lot. And there it is. It's over.
G.
Rats.
So did we win?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we did.
And that was UIM Summer Showdown 2026. We ended up in 4th place at the end of the competition, and I'm honestly pretty surprised how good my own performance was, since I felt like I had less time to play than in previous events. I managed to get 5th place on my team in terms of raw tile contribution, and I even snuck into the top 25 players in the event for PVM contributions as well as collection log items. I am really happy with how this event went, but as it happens a lot of the time with UIM Showdown, I have been playing so much recently that I need to take a little bit of a break. I'm going to spend some time editing this video, maybe playing some other stuff on my Twitch stream, link in the description by the way, and when I get back, I think that's going to be the time to pull the trigger on some grinds that will actually help a lot with the Master CA grind. So, I'll see you then.